Hey everyone, my name is Elisa Covington, and today I'm going to show you the before and after of this puzzling house flip. The original floor plan was disastrous and we completely transformed it. I'm very proud of the end result. The sale process was a whirlwind and extremely rewarding. I'm going to share all about it towards the end of the video. Don't miss it. The landscaping before was pretty much non-existent. All you could see were two huge trees right in front. I really tried to keep those trees because I know people like some privacy. But after doing some research, we found out that the trees were so close to the house and to the foundation. It was threatening the health of the foundation, so we had to remove them. After removing those trees, you could see the entire frontage of the house and the second story, so the curb appeal actually got an instant boost. Other than that, we replaced the dead grass with fresh sod and also put in some rocks, new plants to enhance the curb appeal. The house had a sage color on the exterior that was so tired. I knew that we wanted something brighter and contrasting, so this new white and dark gray color combo is perfect. We also replaced the roof, the front door, and the exterior light. The makeshift railing that was an eyesore, so this front entrance area is much more welcoming now. Welcome to this new home. The living room before was like a dungeon, but after removing the tree and the curtains, this window is bringing in so much more natural light. The added recessed lights in the ceiling are also helping. There were a lot of traditional elements to this living room, including the wallpaper and wood paneling on the walls and the worn-out bricks on the fireplace. So we did new sheetrock on the walls and also painted the fireplace to modernize it. A pleasant surprise was on the flooring. There was nasty carpet and I thought we would have to replace it all, but it was amazing that there was actually original hardwood floors underneath the carpet that we were able to refinish. But you probably noticed that we used a darker stain this time because we had to cover some damage. The dining room and kitchen had gone through a big overhaul. We replaced the pendant light, the old school laminate floors, but the biggest impact was when we opened up the arched doorway to the kitchen. I had really big concerns about this kitchen because it was so small and in disarray. Opening up that wall definitely helped, but another change we made was to remove another doorway to the casual dining space that was not used much at all. And we relocated the doorway to the downstairs family room and the garage, both to the end so that we could have more space to use for the kitchen. So the casual dining space is completely eliminated, but it contributed to the expansion of this kitchen. It's now so bright and very airy. We use white cabinets on the upper and darker cabinets on the lower to add more style. And a new thing we tried here is to put in a separate hood from the microwave. We used to put in microwave and hood combo in the kitchens, but it can look cheap. So here we actually framed this hood up and used an insert that can be purchased inexpensively. So it actually saved us money without sacrificing the style. This is probably one of the most challenging projects I've done, but it didn't take me that long to figure it out because I already have 7 years of experience doing home renovations. It definitely didn't happen overnight because my first couple projects were so painful and time-consuming. The good news to you is you don't have to make all the mistakes I've made because you can simply join my coaching program, Transform Flipper Academy. I teach my students the ins and outs about house flipping and help them achieve financial freedom. A few of my students have already finished their first couple of projects and made a six-figure income. So don't think any longer. Check out our website, transformflipperacademy.com. Right off of the kitchen, the laundry room has shifted its orientation. It's a lot smaller, but much less awkward. Through this doorway, we get to the family room. There were three big problems with this family room. First of all, the stairs were constructed poorly, and then there's a huge shift in ceiling height. And the third thing is the wood paneling that was covering the entire room that made it a very different style than the rest of the house. We fixed all these three problems. First of all, we made the stairs more permanently and well built. And then we added a closet here to conceal the shift in ceiling height and made this room much more versatile because now it can also be used as a bedroom because of the new closet. Of course, we removed all the wood paneling in the room and put in new sheetrock so that the style of the home is more consistent. I really like this slider going to the backyard. It was completely blocked off before, but now with the new landscaping, it has such a lovely view, and we're going to definitely check out the backyard very soon. Now we get to the most tricky part of this renovation. This doorway where I stand didn't exist before, and we created it so that there's access to both of these rooms. Because this doorway was not there and that doorway was not there either, you actually have to go through this first room in order to get to the second room. And these two rooms were connecting and they also didn't function as two rooms. So we could only use it as one room. But now, with this newly added doorway and the separate access to these two rooms, they make a lot more sense, and we added one bedroom within the existing floor plan. So now this room is staged as a little kids' room with the closet over there, and the other bedroom is actually a little bigger that can fit a good-sized bed and also with a big closet right here. The guest bathroom was so funky before. The tub was at the end without any change, but the vanity was on this side that was super tiny. And then the toilet is somewhere around here, but after we shifted the layout, it makes much more sense because we could put in a much larger vanity and it flows much better too. I really like this prefabricated vanity. The color is very neutral, and then the gold posts really pop and give it a very stylish look. Even this under sink space is well utilized with this pull-out drawer. This space was another headache. It was walled off over there, and with the stairs going up right here, we couldn't make it a bedroom. But as common space, it was also too small of a room. So we ended up removing the wall that was separating it from the living room. So it's now kind of an extension to the living room, and then it can be used as an office or as just a seating area. So it's very versatile. On the ceilings, we added recessed lights. And on the flooring, I still could remember the stinky smell from the carpet, but luckily there was also hardwood floors underneath that we could refinish very beautifully. The railings here was put together very haphazardly, and we replaced it with the new metal railings that made the space much more modern. The primary bedroom upstairs is my favorite part of this house, and we didn't have to do a lot to it other than replacing the ceiling light, repainting the walls, replacing the closet doors, and refinishing the hardwood floors. And the primary bathroom is so nice and huge, and we really increased the value of it by a lot because there was a double vanity, but they were poorly designed, very close to each other, and there was also a standalone cabinet at the end interrupting the flow. So now this large dual vanity provides so much storage and counter space. On this side, there was a closet so weirdly protruding right next to the door, and we got rid of it to fit in a huge freestanding tub. The other side has a big shower with glass enclosure that really feels very spacious. Overall, we put in the nice, stylish tiles that also make the space feel luxurious. When you have a primary bathroom like this, you really don't have to go out to have a spa day. This backyard is what I call a dramatic facelift. Starting from the deck off of the dining room, this was half of the size before, and there were a lot of loose pieces, so it was unsafe. We had to repair it, and also because we enlarged the deck, we had to shrink the entrance to the basement. But I think it was a decision well made. There was already concrete here, but it was all jacked up because of the tree roots. So now we put in the new concrete patio. It looks so beautiful. These big trees here provide an anchor and also a lot of shades to the yard, which is really nice. And there was a metal fence and a lot of bushes that was making the backyard compartmentalized. With those removed, you really can see the entire space and it feels so much bigger. We had to remove a lot of the overgrown bushes and level the ground in order to put in the sod. We also put in these pathway and more plants and a vegetable garden. It feels very well designed with this apple tree bearing fruit and the large tree over there providing privacy. I would give this backyard a 10 out of 10.
This house flip was puzzling and challenging, but also incredibly rewarding to see the end result. I thought it was a small house because on the public record, it's only 1,200 square feet. But when we had it measured, it turned out to be well over 1,700 square feet total, which was a pleasant surprise. In addition, when I bought the house, we projected a resale value of $1.3 million, which was $100,000 below the market value due to the small kitchen and less than desirable layout. Now that we've fixed it all, the house was sold so quickly and well exceeded my expectations. I'm gonna break down the numbers right after this. Stay tuned.
Now let's get to the numbers. I purchased this home for around $900,000 and we put a lot of money into it, about $200,000. And the estimated ARV was about $1.3 million. But when we put the house on the market, we actually had a ton of interest. There were 400 people through the open houses. So we ended up getting multiple offers, bidding the price up to $1.5 million. And the profit ended up being over 250,000. So this is a home run project, and I hope you enjoyed this home tour, and if you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. The sale process was a whirlwind with a lot of, I can't hear anything. And redid the flooring to replace the guest bathroom. What did they say about the guest bathroom? This backyard is what I call a dramatic facelift. Is that right?